Yo, yo, yo. So
Yo, yo, yo.
You want to introduce us to this one, man?
Yeah, I'm back again with yet another edition of the Backyard Jawbers as we enjoy and indulge ourselves with some backyard wrestling. And this time around, we are sticking with ESW Backyard Wrestling. And yeah, the video that we're reviewing is a full event. So got three matches
Oh,
that
I want to
happened.
call it false advertisement.
It's a lot of false advertisement, but it is what it is.
Ye- this is
Yeah,
not like their description mentions two matches, yeah,
yeah, both
and
matches were incorrect.
yeah, not only were they incorrect, but they also had an extra main event match, and which was the main event match, which was an extra, and then they had an extra match, which was an after show match, which was rather quick, but. There's a lot of things going on here, and we didn't know who one of the guys was, although they did a good job just advertising everybody and all that stuff. So,
Yes, yeah. This was
whoo,
a,
man.
it's a little bit of false advertisement. It's a little bit of extra treats,
What do you mean extra
but
treats?
extra treats.
Extra matches. Okay, I see.
Don't you like a little extra treat?
I don't
You know,
know. I don't know.
like
Extra is nice.
when you get that like extra long French fry in your order of French fries.
No, I guess. I always like extra. I'm one of those people that's like, hey, I want my money's worth, so. I want an extra steak. I want extra everything. Yeah, so it's nice. It's nice. It was
Well,
it,
maybe that's what they were doing this time around was trying to give us our money's worth.
well, considering that everything just kept going one after the other. Uh,
Yeah,
I don't know if they were trying as much as like this was all planned. It just wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't given. But regardless, it was still what a fun show. And
yeah,
the way the matches were tiered or they were set up, the first match was okay. Like it looked like the first match was like people who are not as good. Second match were people who were better, and third match were people who were the best. So in that sense, it was like the card was stacked properly, which was awesome because that was
gotcha.
a
Yeah,
so our first match. I might as well jump into it. It was MOD versus Jynx Masta,
yeah.
and Jynx Masta was accompanied to the ring by Sassy Tees, which is you're not going to see a lot of girls in backyard wrestling unless they're paid. And it was a sight for sore eyes to see she was involved in this match. She was talking shit. At one point in time, she also said the fagot word. This is 2008. She insulted what Juggalo J, whatever the hell his name is, Wicked J. She insulted him by calling him a faggot.
Uh,
We didn't say that. She said that, and this ought to tell you. This ought to give you an idea of what this was. But it was MOD versus Jynx Masta, and I just want to say just right from the front, from the top. There's a lot of fuck yous, and Jynx Masta tells MOD, "Are you ready to suck my dick?" I mean, this is some serious shit talking, and I just want to say, ultimately, at the end of the day, there was no dick sucking in this pay per view, so you don't have to worry about it.
no, there wasn't. No.
Well, there was a threat, and I was like, "Wait, is he for real? Like, what is this? What is this going to turn into?" And so Jinx Master is not a man of his word. But he was the heel in this one anyway. He was a little bitch in this one. Um, there was a trailer. They're fighting on a trampoline. What do you think about the setting?
Yeah, no, it reminded me of like a backyard wrestling environment. That's for sure.
Yeah, there was a trampoline.
Yeah,
That's
where
the
like
no ring.
we've seen some backyard wrestling where they actually have a ring and ropes and stuff like that, but
Mm,
no, they don't need that here. They
no,
just use the backyard, and that's what like this is what I feel like this is like kind of like what it should look like.
the
Um,
the backyard is the ring.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's cool to have some props and stuff like that. And, yeah,
Well, so they had a lot of props. They had folding chairs, a plastic folding chair. They had a cookie sheet. They had a bunch of pieces of plywood that they would set up on
yep,
chairs as tables.
yep.
They had crutches. They had uh, fluorescent light bulbs, of course. Uh, what else did they had some other things
Ladders.
there. Ladders, lots of ladders, because our second match is a ladder match. Um, and so it was the first match. You can tell. So they're not. I start bitching about the first match already because they're not laying their punches in.
Right,
But they're laying their other shit in. Okay, so they're like throwing a Jynx made it, I believe, from the trampoline all the way to the ground, got thrown off, and then he took that full bump. So they're taking those bumps, but their
right.
punches, both MOD's punches and Jynx punches, were lame. Like they were so bad that
Yeah,
even backyard wrestling, they were bad. So I was like, I started bitching about that. I'm like, I understand it's backyard wrestling. I understand it's a different thing, but like they were really just so sloppy in those punches. I mean, it was just they weren't even trying. And sometimes like they would even turn. Like I know this. I've done this. It's like you just don't lay it in. You just kind of like the punch is a transition into another move. So you just kind of
right,
like barely touch the guy and just go into your move. And it's like, yeah, I understand where that's coming from, but it's definitely, you can tell. Like the difference between punches between this match, the second and third match are like day and night difference.
right. Yeah, yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
My
well, I mean, there wasn't much to say, but within like the first match, we did have a flaming table.
there was two. It said 2 minutes in, and we have a flaming table.
Yeah.
That's what I wrote. So Sassy was supposed to light the table on fire, but she spent very little lighter fluid on it, so that not a lot of it got lit. This wasn't practice because they only probably have so many tables, so they didn't practice lighting anything on fire. And I think they were lucky to light the table on fire as much as they did, or as little as they did, because I don't know, dude. Did you see any fire extinguishers around?
No,
No.
it was a breezy day,
Yeah,
so
okay, it was a breezy day.
there was no need for extinguishers if it's windy. So
Yeah, that something like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta save money where you can.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean maybe they had. I doubt it. I highly doubt they had fire extinguishers
Well,
anywhere.
they should have, but either way, there was very little safety there was no safety was thought of actually in this, except the
Right.
trampoline. Um, so 2 minutes in, we have a flaming table. It's still a great spot. It's still a fun spot.
Yeah.
And the MOD's foot stayed over it. Like his lower leg stayed over the table, and I'm like, that table's still on fucking fire. Um, and it put itself out. There wasn't a lot of fire. It was done all right. But then there's a spot that I want to talk about, which I thought was awesome. So MOD they were back in the trampoline. MOD was supposed to jump over Jynx. You know, it's like when
Yep.
you Irish whip somebody, they bounce off the ropes, you jump over them, they bounce off the ropes, you drop down,
Yep.
they you know, all that shit. Well, so he was supposed to jump over Jynx, and he jumped, but Jynx didn't duck low enough, so he went straight for MOD's nuts. And MOD sold it because he actually, well, he sold it very well, which to me, considering their selling in the first match, I really feel like Jynx literally headbutted MOD in his nuts, and that was amazing to me. It was like, oh, that was a flub, and you know how I knew that that was a flub? Because they went for the same spot a couple of seconds later.
Yep. Yep. They had to make it right.
That's right, yeah. And there was another cool spot. So Jinx had mostly so MOD would do a couple of high risk maneuvers. He was definitely the high flyer. He would do a couple of those, and then Jinx would take over. But for most of this match, Jinx was kicking MOD's ass. He really had the upper hand, you know.
Right.
And
Oh yeah.
MOD did. So you remember the light bulb? The MOD, what he did with the light bulb with the fluorescent?
Well, which time when when he jerked it off?
No, no, did he? I missed
Yeah.
that spot. Okay, so please talk about that. What?
Well, there was a spot where he hit himself in the head with it um,
Yes,
after he hit what's his name again?
Jinx. Jynx Masta.
Masta.
Jynx,
Okay, yeah.
Jynx
Jynx
Masta
Masta. Yeah. So
with
after he hits
sassy
Jynx
tees.
Masta, and then he hits himself in the head. And then there was the other spot where he hit Jynx Masta, and then he proceeded to turn off, and he gave the light bulb a couple strokes.
So this is a repetitive thing with uh was it MBW?
ESW.
ESW, sorry. I got a lot of them mixed up. So this is a repetitive thing for ESW because the last time we watched it, they all got what did they have? They had sticks and they start hitting each other with
Yeah, they had the
the
cones,
cones. That's right. They had the yeah.
the
So they
street
start
cones.
and they put it on obviously like you know that they put it on like dicks and had a little dick fight in the middle of the match, like little sword fighting. Um, so this is like you can tell that, you know, it's like I understand this like when we were wrestling when we were you know in high school and before that, yeah, we were it was the same thing, you know. I could see that. I can relate to that. I just want to talk about that light bulb hit that MOD put on Jinx. Like
Oh,
that was pretty cool. So Jinx was against the trailer, I believe.
okay,
Uh,
yep.
and MOD grabs a light bulb, puts it on Jinx's forehead, and then boom, gives him a headbutt and breaks the light bulb. That was fucking awesome. Once again, like I want to know what these kids how they're doing today because they inhaled a lot of fucking mercury.
Right, right.
Uh, what one could argue that this already is affecting their heads considering what we just watched, but hey, I'll tell you what, that was a great little spot, great little idea. You know, he improvised that headbutt. That was awesome. And then he, of course, hits himself over the head with it. And there's like all that white powder just like ends up like on his face, and I just cringe because I know it's mercury. Oh, I just cringe. Yeah, and then we got I think Jinx took over again. So him and Sassy were supposed to. Oh no! So like you can tell that these guys like they had some spots planned. They were missing them. They were missing some spots. One of which is Sassy was supposed to miss the clothesline on MOD. Uh, so she misses actually. She misses the clothesline, and MOD just like they awkwardly hold each other. You know,
Mhm.
of course. They awkwardly hold MOD holds Sassy awkwardly as they wait for Jinx to figure out what the fuck he's supposed to grab to hit him with, and that was like, okay, yeah. And then Jinx and Sassy give him a double clothesline. Sassy spits. This is another theme of the day today. Sassy spits, like straight up spits on MOD, which I thought was awesome.
She just like turned into a llama.
Yeah, and she hates MOD. She just kept cussing his shit out. She called him every single thing in the book. So Sassy was in character. Jinx was, I don't know, Jinx was he was kicking ass, but Jinx seemed awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sent Jinx sent MOD through a table. MOD he took a lot of spots. He took a lot of bumps. And Sassy even wrapped a barbed wire around a chair at one point and hit MOD with it. MOD's back was fucked up at the end of this match.
Yeah, it was actually nice to see some blood.
Yeah.
I do have to say that. We don't really see much blood.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
No.
This was not they were not bleeding, like they didn't cut themselves. This is literally just barbed wire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is makes it real.
But for most of this match, MOD was getting his ass whipped by Jinx. And
Right.
considering all the moves that MOD can do versus what Jinx could do, Jinx could take spots. Like Jinx could take spots like off the trampoline onto the ground, shit like that. He's sturdy like that. But MOD was definitely like a high flyer. He did a bunch of different spots. I don't know how many F5s did he hit?
Mm,
Or I mean, no, Jinx. Did Jinx hit a Jinx hit a? I'm mixing the second match. Never mind.
yeah.
The,
Yeah. The second
the,
match was
the second match is F5 stunners. Yeah. We'll get to that.
yeah.
And I mean, Sassy, uh, she kept talking. She's like, "Don't let him talk to you like that." I mean, she was really in there. Okay, so what was the um, MOD tries to Irish whip Jinx into the crowd. Jinx reverses, but the crowd anticipates this and moves out of the way before. That was kind of cool. Like the crowd knew what the next spot was, which tells me that
Right.
a lot of the crowd were wrestlers.
Mm,
Because they also kept calling out spots too. So, and Jinx puts MOD through a table that doesn't break. So that was another thing that happened.
yeah.
But
Those sturdy card tables.
yeah.
They were
Uh,
they were built tough back then.
that's where my notes ended. Is that the pins were done by the crowd counting,
Yes. The crowd was the referee.
and who won? Who won this match?
Well, MOD because they had the big spot where they're both on the trampoline,
I just wrote
and
spot. That's all I have.
MOD and Jinx were on the trampoline,
Oh, jeez, how
and
could I forget?
Sassy comes from behind,
That
and
was
she
it.
says, "Fuck
Yeah,
you!" And she charges. MOD moves out of the way. Sassy spears
the
Jinx
shit out of
off
Jinx.
the trampoline through a table, and yeah, Sassy's out. MOD jumps down, pins Jynx nasty, and oh no, he does a little splash, does a little frog splash off the trampoline onto nasty, pins him for the 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
and MOD is victorious. Um, but yeah, it was kind of
That,
like as if like Sassy was like running for like a hug, but she tripped over her foot and just fell forward, and just kind of hugged and embraced Jay Nasty as they fell 3 feet to their deaths.
well, it looked more like Sassy. So this was the other spot where, it was just like difficult to coordinate. I get it. Um,
Well, it worked out. It looked good for me.
it worked out fine, yeah, but it looked like she just speared Jynx. This wasn't any, unless you're trying to make it sound more dainty. She,
Yes.
she, okay, she
she,
speared the
she,
fuck
like,
out of him.
she doesn't lean in with her shoulders. She just falls into his. She like hugs him.
Yeah, she hugs him
She
forward.
goes like face forward into his chest, and it's just like a trust fall kind of thing.
Yeah.
She ain't gonna get hurt. She's sassy tease.
Well, that was a great spot. That was one more of those spots where it's like, okay, well, it's like they didn't really rehearse this. This is what you're gonna do, and it's like, it can be forgiven. But it
Good way
was,
to finish.
yeah, and so Jinx got
Considering
big.
it's pretty much a handicap match in a sense.
Yeah, yeah. And so yeah. Shall we give this? So that's the first match. Shall we give this some toilet paper rolls before we move on, or shall we just go all the way till the end of the pay-per-view and
I mean, yeah, we can. I'll give it two.
two toilet paper rolls?
Yeah, I'll give it two.
Oof, oof, okay.
Like
Um,
it's like going through it as we're
yeah.
reviewing it right now. Like looking back on it, it wasn't as I don't want to say as bad, but
Well,
it
I'm
was.
I'm gonna mm, put two toilet paper rolls up on the screen. We get our hoodie off. So the Big D gives this match two toilet paper rolls. It was pretty sloppy and pretty messy. The
Mm,
issue here for me is that we ended up watching the whole show, which is three matches. So comparing this to the other three matches, this is
mm,
definitely a two toilet paper roll for me as well.
yeah,
It was entertaining. It was fun. Unfortunately, you guys were on the same card with other matches, which were much better. So, well, this was still very entertaining, though. Still very entertaining. Um, so yeah, I'm going with two toilet paper rolls as well.
oh, look at that. I was expecting to hear a one.
No, 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 no. Well, you really have to work hard to get a one. Um, no, no, two. This is. I mean, if, I don't know. I wasn't really that entertained.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was a little longer than it should have been.
and it's like they just started out and they were just cussing continuously and just um,
Yeah,
it was all real and it was all fine. I don't have a problem with cussing. It just compared to the other matches, like if we just watched this match alone, I would have given it three toilet paper rolls.
gotcha.
But watching with the other ones too, um, just it's a little clumsy. It was a little clumsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
Well,
now
that's
that leads us to our
well.
second match of the evening.
Hold on,
Oh,
hold on. I'm gonna split these up, so we're gonna have three
oh,
different
you are
clips.
okay.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So, okay, we are the Jobbers. That is Jawbers. Check us out at jawbers.com or thejobbers.com. Get some merch, get yourself a hoodie or a shirt. Also, this was Big D and Max Jaw. And lastly, the very first match we watched here was ESW Backyard Wrestling. ESW Backyard Wrestling. Their YouTube channel is ESW Backyard Wrestling. So check them out. This was from the show, which is September 27th, to 2008. So it's a long time ago.
yeah,
Long, long time ago. So that's 14 years, man. Not
yeah,
quite, almost 14 years, but it's
pretty much.
ESW Backyard Wrestling, and so check them out. All right.